Today I'm going to be making a apple crisp, and it's gluten-free and dairy-free. But let me tell you a little bit about apple crisp before we start. And its origin first published in 1924 in a cookbook. And the reason behind the apple crisp instead of apple pie was to save on ingredients because they were limited on their food rations or their war rations. So they came up with this recipe, and I'm going to show you how it's made today. Let's go. First of all, I want to do the topping before I do the filling, because it's going to go back in the refrigerator to keep the butter cold. So what we want to do is mix the ingredients. I have a half a cup of gluten-free all-purpose flour with a xanthan gum, and I have a half a cup of rolled oats. These are Bob's Red Mill gluten-free oats. And I have a teaspoon of cinnamon. And I have a quarter teaspoon of salt. And I have a half a teaspoon of baking powder. And half of a cup of brown sugar. Now this is the Truvia brown sugar substitute, which means it's half sugar, half Truvia, so it lightens up the sugar content a lot. I'm going to mash the brown sugar up first. We have 6 tablespoons of dairy-free butter. Now, all of this stuff in the recipe, you can use regular flour, regular butter, regular everything. It's just that I have to do it gluten-free so I can eat it. But you can do it all the way you want with your regular ingredients. So don't run away when you hear gluten-free. Okay, 6 tablespoons of butter that I kind of chopped up, cut up with a butter knife. Now, the thing about the dairy-free butter, now this is plant butter by Country Crock, it does not get as hard as regular butter. So I need to get it incorporated and then put it back in the refrigerator until we put it on top of our filling. So I'm going to take a fork and start mashing it into our topping. I can smell the cinnamon. It smells really good today. And I'm just going to use my hands on this, so I'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, this is optional, but I'm going to put some walnuts in mine. You could put pecans or any kind of nuts you want, or completely leave them out. I got the crumble as well as I can do for right now. When we put it on, I'll crumble it up a little bit more, but this goes into the refrigerator so the butter can stay cold, and then we'll come back with the next step. Okay, I did my apples. I sliced them. Excuse my voice today. I did 5 apples, sliced them, and it came up to almost 6 cups of apples, which is just about right. We're only doing a small, well, it's a 9x9 or 8x8 pie pan, and what you would use is a 8x8 or 9x9 square pan that you have. If you don't have one of those, use a cake pan that's usually about 9 inches. So what we're going to do now is I have some sugar here, and this is part my brown sugar and part stevia, white. And I want to kind of break that up a little bit. I have a quarter teaspoon of salt. I have 3 tablespoons of gluten-free flour with xanthan gum. And I have teaspoon of your cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger apple spice mixture. I'll put the ingredients at the bottom, or you can use my autumn spice mixture that I made on another video. I'll link that below, and that has all those ingredients already in it. Let's start stirring these up a little bit. Get them incorporated. And then we're going to have the drum roll of the secret ingredient today. Now, if you don't have this, what I'm going to do, some juice, 3 tablespoons of juice, 3 tablespoons of apple cider, 3 tablespoons of any kind of juice you have. I've already put 2 tablespoons of lemon juice on the apples, so that will be okay. But you want to add a little bit more. My secret ingredient today is coffee. I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of dark coffee, just brewed, into my mixture. You need a little bit of moisture in there. That's why they want you to, or why I want you to put the liquid in there. You can use water. Everything's optional to a point when you make stuff like this. So I'm going to keep mixing that up until it all comes together. And I'll be right back. Okay, I've mixed these up pretty good, and this is what you want. You want it to be juicy looking. In other words, the liquid that I put in it from the coffee and some of the lemon juice that was already on the apples mixed up with the flour in here that will thicken the mixture as it cooks. So I'm going to take my pie pan. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, and the recipe will be below, because I always forget an ingredient if it strays over to a certain area where I don't see it. So 2 tablespoons of melted butter goes in this too. That's why it's more liquidy than just the coffee. I'm going to put it in here. Let me scrape it out. That looks beautiful. That looks exactly what it's supposed to look like. See how easy this is? Just dump, and then you're ready to get going. Okay, cameraman Paul's going to get the topping out of the refrigerator for me. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm going to take this topping, start crumbling it over the top. I have my oven set at 350. We want to bake this for 60 minutes. Well, make it 50 to 60. Go to 50 and then see if your apples are still hard by sticking a toothpick in one of them, especially in the middle. And then you can let it go a little bit longer if the apples are too hard. I want to make sure the butter is evenly distributed. That's why I'm using my hands, clean hands. I did wash them. Cinnamon and sugar and oats. We're just right up my alley. Okay, I got some more coming in. It's more powdery. Spread this out. Make sure, like I said, the clumps of butter are distributed really good. And then we're going to stick this in the oven at 350 degrees for 50 minutes and then test it. I'll see you then. Take it out of the oven, and you have to let it sit for about 30 to 45 minutes to cool down so that the flour and everything will thicken and everything comes together. It's sort of like it seizes up a little bit. But anyway, I'm going to take a big spoon because I'm anxious about this. The apples are cooked nicely. The crisp. Ooh, those apples are really juicy. I love it. When you haven't had things for so long and you get to get them, and then the thing about making it your own, the house smells so good all the rest of the night. So I'm going to taste test this. That was a nut. It escaped. A little bit of apple, a little bit of oat crust. So good. I can't taste the coffee, but I think it gave it an earthliness to it. Make it richer. And then you can serve it with whipped cream or ice cream. I'll see you next time. Don't get discouraged because it says gluten-free. You can use regular ingredients for this recipe. Hope you come back and see us, and I'll see you later.